You know, my kids are older now, and sure, my lot. Tell you what's a surprise to them. Waking up in the morning, that's what surprised them.
Surprised them.
I was in the twins' bedroom. Jesus Christ!
Always the twins.
I love twins.
The twins.
Oh, I love twins. And I've an older girl now. Carol Ann is her name. She was over. She said, "I'm doing the Australia thing." I said, "Right." At this point, I said, "Carol Ann, go for it." Because do you know what? She gives you so many ideas of what she wants, this, that, and the other, that I've gone to the point now. Do you know what I say to her? I say, "You go for it, Carol. You go for it." She saved the money. She got the thing, get the visa, this, that, and the other. She went over. She rings me. She says, "Ma'am." I said, "What?" She says, "Ma'am, I can't get a job." And I said, "Look, why don't you try this? Have you no contact?" She says, "Ma'am, I want to come home." I said, "Give it a week." I said, "Give it a week." Next thing you know, flash forward a week and a half. And myself and Derek were in Dublin Airport at the arrivals. And she came in at 4 a.m. Oh my God. And I said, "Carol Ann, you can't keep on at this. Do you know, that kind of way?" And I was saying, she's, you know.
Was it the boyfriend?
The schemes. He's dust. He's bit the dust. Don't know what he's doing. He's a fucking idiot, if you ask me. But anyway, listen, no, look, I'm at pains with it. Do you know what I mean? I'm pulling my hair out with Carol Ann. Because she's bright. That's the thing.
They're attractive.
Very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my. Is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Anmil Kiadagum Agdulgadion Reraw.
Oh, stop.
Stop.
It's so tempting to do a little Gaelic joke about Reraw because it's in Reraw. But Reraw is the beer that sponsored this podcast. A light and fresh lager brewed in Kilcool, County Wicklow.
And you know what? I like when I'm getting a lager, I like it to be Irish. Irish lager for Irish people. I know, but they're very...
I know, and credit where it's due to Reraw, because where a lot of people are put up the price of their pint, Reraw deliberately are not.
Yes.
So stick it independent. If you want to save money on the price of your pint, get yourself a pint of Reraw.
Get a little buska. That's what they're called, isn't it?
A little buska.
A little
buska
buska of
Reraw.
cans.
Or a Molly. A Mala, a canny as well.
Molly Canny. They've got it all.
The way to make a bag of cans is get a bag and put cans in it, and you can get Reraw cans and put them in, and that makes any bag a bag of cans. Reraw, Gurmakov.
Thanks for sponsoring.
Thanks, guys. Yeah,
Well,
hi.
They're at the door.
Welcome to Young Hot Guys with me, Tony Cantwell.
Killian, Shane,
What?
and Byrne.
Shut up.
Killian, Shane, Daniel Byrne? Shane?
Did you
your
just
name?
propose to me? I'm
No, I just
seeing
think bring them
someone.
in a little bit. Bring them in.
Killian Daniel Byrne Sundermann.
Van Sunder.
We are the Van
Vance.
Sunders. No, I just, hello. Welcome in.
Hello.
This is the podcast. Hello.
What do you say? Diagwit.
Dave.
How are you guys getting on?
Dave.
Somebody complimented me on saying a Gurmha Gwiv on this podcast. And I feel
What a
like I
loser.
come across, I just want to say to the Gaelgory community, like, I'm not a real Gaelgore, Neelam Leafa.
Oh, what a humble brag.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Guys,
like,
everyone's convincing me for being a Gaelgore. I'm
no,
actually not.
because I know the few bits, and of course, the blas intach gum, you know.
Gaegor, more like.
Look, please, I'm not actually gay.
But I do speak Irish.
Just for marketing. It works.
It does work. Yeah, you
It
sold
works.
out.
It works.
Yeah, it's great.
I got to find you arrogant, man. No, I didn't.
Funny.
I think it's great to use the Cúpla focal, as they say.
What swear did you just fucking say?
Cúpla focal. Yeah.
I can't say that. I'm sorry about this,
In
guys.
focal do, focal tree, focal ella. But there's a kind of like, and it's true. It is, what is it? Like an anti-colonialist
Yeah,
kind of
I like
thing.
it, but sometimes it sounds forced. It depends
But
who's doing it.
sometimes it's like,
If someone's like, "Can you pass the banya?" I'm like, "Fuck off." I
Yeah.
mean, no one says that. Ishka, you get away with it. But
Yeah.
Ishka.
I'll say Banya. I don't mind Banya.
Sometimes it just feels a bit, I don't know.
What about Im?
butter.
The butter?
Yeah.
Ishbini, I like.
Oh,
yeah.
Ishbini is a funny word, though.
Isk.
Yisk.
Yisk, yeah.
Made famous by the Tony Cantwell video, Plune.
I didn't mean to bring it up.
Yisk was actually my favourite.
That was my
I know
favourite too.
Plune is the one, but I found Ishk more grander for me. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
Funny.
Oh, fuck off.
I use the Cúpla focal. It's good, but just know that for people who don't speak Irish, it hurts us because we feel left out.
You are bilingual already.
No, it's great, and we'll do an Osquailga podcast after this.
We will.
Yeah.
We're going to a Gaeltacht area. We're going to perform a live podcast. It's going to be an hour of us asking Anmil Kiadagum Dugadi and Lehras
Yeah.
over and over again.
Masha da Holly.
Masha da Holly. Shane will probably do some riffing for a while, and then we'll go to the letters again.
Yeah, we'll just keep saying that.
Lechela, we'll go to letters together. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Something cool about my week is I jumped on the bandwagon that is the League of Ireland football.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Shells, born red, die red.
nice.
You're a Shells fan?
Oh yeah, born red, die red.
I like the red shells in Mario Kart.
We used to call them heat seekers.
That's good.
Are the red ones the ones that can focus in?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll get the next guy. Is that your team? How is that your team? How do you pick that? Because your
because you used to
local
live
team is your
around-
local team.
Well,
You live around
Would it
Tower
be
Hill for a
Bray
while.
Wanderers, or would it be
Yeah.
UCD?
It would be
what's-
UCD, actually.
yeah.
It would be.
UCD.
well,
Division 2.
they're Division 2.
They're
But
Division 2,
I grew up without a real loyalty to any of the teams.
And you grew up kind of without a father figure.
Yeah.
I love you and you see me. We are the boys from UCD.
Is that it?
Actually, there is
I
a
made that
chant. I've been a Bray Wanderers for many's a year, and I spent all my money on Bray Wanderers gear. The t-shirts, the socks, the scarves, and the hat. Well, we're not Barcelona, thank fuck. We're not Pats, and it's no.
That's no Bray, never.
But no, the Bray Wanderers they're a Wicklow team.
I know
really,
that.
I'm a Dublin man. I couldn't really support them. And then I lived in East Wall for a few years, so I kind of and that's very
Tulka
close to Tulka Park. So and then also I helped shoot a music video in Tulka Park once, and I have a few friends who go there. And Bows are very cool, and they're also that little bit further away. So I decided Shells is the place for me. Also, Damien Duff is their
Yes.
manager now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of just feel like he's the coolest guy ever, and he's my favorite footballer probably of all time. So why not jump on the bandwagon? They're also coming first, but that's got nothing to do with it.
We're a Bose group, personally.
Yeah.
Just my mates are into Bose. I think they're more into the kids, to be honest. Bob Marley.
I
Dublin
mean, the
Bus, that
Bose
kind of
kids
stuff.
are ridiculous.
They're unreal.
They're so cool.
It's very clever.
I will say I'm Rovers till I die. So, come on, the hoops.
I have been to matches, and I like hanging out with my friends, and that's why I go.
Yeah.
But I would genuinely rather watch paint dry, and I think we'd have more to talk about watching paint dry. Like, I think we'd riff better, and we'd have, we're not talking, can't bring booze there. It's always 0-0 or Bose lose.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It was a
they're
0-0.
so cool.
It was
They're cool though.
It was a
Freak
0-0,
it.
but what was funny was I was sitting there with Rory, and
Of stories.
we were
fame,
watching
continue.
the match, and
Rory
and-
stories. Yeah.
and
You're with Rory stories.
and there was 3 Germans behind us, and we were making a joke because Damien Dove recently, like in an interview, was like, yeah, the League of Ireland's doing very well at the minute. Like, why is that? And he said, because it's the greatest league in the world, which he said, and you could see him kind of smirk a little and go like, I didn't just say that. And then the interviewer kind of goes, and he goes, no, it is. And he doubles down and he goes, no, it is. It's the greatest league in the world.
Who was saying this?
Damien
Damien
Duff. He
Duff.
said it, which it is.
Manager of
And so
Shells.
we
I
were
know
like,
who Damien Duff is.
Okay.
me and Rory were like, obviously the Germans are here to check out the greatest league in the world, which is they're here, and the Germans were fucking talking. Even though I wasn't with them, I was kind of like embarrassed for it. I was kind of like, oh no, you're talking German too loudly or something like that. But anyway, the lad had his phone out. He was some tech whiz kid. He was like a super football nerd, but also tech guy, and he was calling it. He had every player, all their stats. He was like, oh, this guy played for Wolverhamptons in the youth system when he was 17 years old. And he's like pulling all these stats out. He's like, this player, the striker there for Derry City, he is, he did 1 year in Ottawa. He was playing in the American system. But it was good crack.
This guy
League
is
of Ireland.
shit in FIFA. Now, this guy is also shit in FIFA. I'm just looking at the FIFA stats.
Yeah.
This guy is 51 in dribbling, so this will be good.
It's really, I really recommend jumping aboard the League of Ireland bandwagon. It's good. It's all part of my community thing.
Sure.
The thing where I'm trying to like just
Pretend like a normal person
Pretend
and
like a normal person.
and not a comedian up here
yeah.
who sits on a bus
Part
and
of the
thinks,
people.
I'm a different person.
No, it's just community. It's nice.
Beautiful.
And it's like good crack. It's good watching the game. Will Jarvis on the wing. He's great. I
Some
kind
of
of
the
like,
lads
is
though
he
to be-
wasting him out there on the left wing? I don't know. But there you go.
I'll take your word for it. I find that it's some lads to be shouting a little bit too much, and like there's kids and stuff. I found at the Bose matches people are shouting all sorts of trash,
Yeah. Well,
Vulgar.
there is.
vulgar, not like me.
What's interesting about the game, which I didn't know about Shells, but sitting in the stadium, so you have the manager Damien Dove, who's the manager. But what I didn't, just from hearing the people shouting and stuff, actually the entire crowd is also seemingly managers as well. It's incredible, yeah, because they also give their advice on their sort of opinions on how the game should be played. And sometimes they give some feedback to the players and sort of give them encouragement. It's always sort of encouragement sort of veiled in criticism, that kind of way that people often say is good, like some things like you're fucking shite and that kind of thing, to kind of like up their spirits and stuff like that.
Do you know what I always find? They're always shouting stuff like, you know, pass it! It's open! But they're never like, score a goal! And I'm like, why isn't everyone shouting score a goal? You're giving them, I mean, I know you're kind of looking at the micro, you should be looking at the macro here. Win! Win! Yes!
There's something
I told him to do that.
To football that people repeat the word 3 times, always. Pass, pass, pass! Go, go, go!
I was forced into a game of football for my brother-in-law's stag.
Oh, God.
And there was like 10 people. And I was like, I'm not playing. And they were like, but like, there's 10. Like, can you not, you know, it would be 4 versus 5. And so I eventually played or whatever. And I had never played 5-a-side. And they were running around and everyone started shouting like, house, house. And I was like, what?
I know what that means.
And I was like, what? House?
House.
House, house, house. And I was like asking them, and they fucking cracked up laughing. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Why is everyone shouting house?
Yeah.
I'm like, mind your house. What does that mean?
Someone's coming up behind you in an area that you're unaware of.
I knew that.
You knew that.
I like all this. Well, I like and I loathe in equal measure maybe, but I like all the stupid. Chance went begging. I love all the little expressions.
Chance went begging?
Chance went begging there.
Oh, yeah.
Love that kind of thing.
Finish our dinner!
No, that's not one.
With like the shot, you're unable to complete the shot and kick it into the goal.
Well, maybe you were nervous.
Yeah, but no, they aren't nervous. There's fucking thousands of managers in the stadium shouting at them, telling them what to do. It was a 0-0, but it reminded me of this. We were like,
Greatest league in the world.
we were like, maybe next time we'll get to see a goal.
What a waste of time.
No, it was great fun.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, but it reminded me of this clip I got of John Giles and Eamon Dunphy were on a podcast talking to each other, 2 famous great players for Ireland and great pundits who are very fun and entertaining to watch on the telly. And I found a clip of them talking about football players, and they're 2 old Dublin men.
They're players.
And they like chatting in the way that old Dublin men do. And they just, in this conversation, said the word players so much that I just found it very funny. So I sort of edited out all the bits that make any sense really and just cut it together so that it just sounds like them saying the word. And I actually didn't have to do very much editing on this clip. This is kind of almost word for word what they say, but just listen to how much they say players. Again, I edited slightly.
Reminds me now, John, one of our great players, of the players who played on Friday night. He's the only player to play that way, despite the players he had.
You have to look at the players you have at your disposal.
Yes.
This is the way we're going to play. And
Is it your view that what dictates the way you play are the players you've got?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we played in the way that we had to play, which was very, very difficult. But we had to play, and that's where we got a bad name, because it was very tough the way Leeds played. Playing the way we played.
You've got your players for 12 months of the year playing as players.
You only play in the way the players that you have at your disposal. Amen. This is the way we're going to play.
Right.
What players do I have that you can pick to say this is the way we're going to play?
Where's Ulan?
He was one of our favourites, a real player. As long as you have the players. If you don't have the players, it's very, very difficult.
Players pulling out because they were injured. Players.
How are you playing? You didn't like the way Jack played. I didn't like the way Jack played.
No.
Because he didn't believe in the way they played.
Only one player.
I definitely would have had better players.
And Premier League players, as it were. It was all Premier League
players,
players.
Okay, that's...
Oh my God.
Isn't that so funny?
Oh.
The men. Players playing as players. That's a sentence he said. I didn't edit that.
Players playing as players. It sounds as well like after that neither of them a minute later would remember they even had a conversation. Do you know what I mean? They would just be like, what happened?
I met Eamon Dunphy in a lock-in in the Mercantile
Oh, nice.
many years ago.
Yeah.
He was with a girl off The Apprentice. And I say girl because she was a very young woman. There you go.
And he was talking to you?
We met briefly. I actually have them saved on my laptop homepage for years, and it's in a folder called For Ben because it was with my friend Ben.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep meaning to send them to Ben, but I never do. So
Careful what you say. Eamon Dunphy will go after us. We've started.
I've said nothing but the truth.
Yeah, but just because like he's not. It's not like he does a podcast himself, and he's like he will like go after three little fuckers. Laughing at me, like I'm scared of him.
No, he's used.
They got a podcast. It's called three little fuckers.
I'm sure he's used to boys saying things about him. Yeah,
I like Eamon. I think he's a good crack. I'm just saying that because I'm scared.
I like John Dawes during the COVID. John Dawes was on. He was very nervous of the COVID, and you know he's in his 80s or whatever. And he was on when Claire Byrne Live was on TV, bringing us such greats as the dummies in the plane and all that stuff.
Oh yes.
And he said, "It's different for you, Claire. You're a young girl, Claire." And he meant it like wholeheartedly. He was like, "You're a young girl," like because he's old. And she was like, "Well, I'm not that young." I was like, "Claire, not about you. All right, zoom out, Claire."
How many years though that panel that we're on? And
it's amazing.
And like second captains existed at that time. Do you know what I mean? Like actual good, like charismatic commentary, you know, informed, well researched, actual sports journalists. Yeah. Not just lads who just rolled in.
They're not lads, they were the great players. They're the players, the greatest players the country's ever made.
Yeah. But you know my opinion on sports journalists, I always struggle with it. I'm like, just talk about the games. Was the games good? Was everyone good at playing?
I think they should frame it more. They always have to go into. And they're playing.
They have to go into. What's that? 1989, the Berlin Wall came down, and of course the Iron Curtain. It's like, wait, just was the match?
What's the score?
What was the score?
In culture today, there are many archetypes that we see represented in the football pitch. And is it a comment on society as a whole, the way the game is being played? Mm-hmm. I think it's better. You know, it's because it's fun, and football is a hobby and it's a fun game and we're all playing it and it's the most popular.
Football better than rugby. I'll say it.
Oh yeah,
I'll say it.
Yes. I prefer watching rugby. That's where I live now, I suppose.
No, you're just saying that because you know the in-laws will be listening.
I am.
They don't listen to this.
Well, I find that the juice is worth the squeeze in watching. Like I find there can be better upsets in rugby. I find that whoever's winning at half time is normally the winner. Whoever you think is going to win is normally the winner. There's fewer goals than you think you're ever going to see. I find that people use football as an excuse to be cruel to each other and friends. And I find, why can you not be happy for your friend if their football team
Typical
win?
Fucking Liverpool fan saying that. As an Arsenal, you're such a fucking little Liverpool red.
I am. Red. I bleed red. So, you know, through and through.
But, you know, as a
I have a tattoo of the
born and
liver
bred
bird.
Shelburne fan from the day I was born.
Okay. What's your German team?
FC Köln. And we are.
What do you fucking call me?
Cologne.
Oh, Cologne. Sorry.
Cologne.
And we are currently looking down the barrel of relegation. Not that anyone cares, but there you go.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, you're right. Yeah, football because its culture has many different aspects to it, and like it's sometimes people use it as an outlet for bad things, but it could be a positive thing.
It's all. I do also appreciate that it is kind of an outlet for kind of the barbed kind of comments that we kind of want to say to people, but don't really get an opportunity to.
Yes.
The kind of little primal tribalism that we have that we kind of are drawn to, but I'm not drawn to it.
But
at
there's
all.
something so fun about playing a football game with people. Like I play a 5-a-side weekly, and
how's your leg, by the way?
I'm still injured. I'm still out at the minute. As you know, most people in the Dublin 5-a-side scene will be aware, because a lot less goals are being scored in Rings End at the minute. Serious lack of goals.
Rings End deficit 2024.
But there's something fun about like meeting up with people and kind of talking to them in a way that you can't talk in any other way. Like you can't in work. I can't. Well, obviously I work in comedy and I can't like let's say someone comes off the stage and bombs. I can't go, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. Or you can't be like, can't be competitive in an open way with other people. Like that's not really appropriate in any other place. Whereas in football, you can kind of jokingly be competitive, but it's also serious. It's like if you score a goal, you can kind of go, yeah, or if someone hacks you, you can go, what the fuck are you do? Like if people wrong you, you can just go up to them and say, what the fuck are you doing?
And
that kind of thing.
On the pitch.
And it stays on, and then at the end you shake hands. You're friends. You almost appreciate that you did it. And there's not really. It's nice to have that space.
We need something. What we do? We
I
need
don't know.
something like that.
I do covet it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do covet
I
the.
covet my neighbour's wife and that.
I know you should not covet your neighbour's wife. Like you shouldn't. But
It's
I do.
like there's
covet
10
it.
things you can't do, and that's one of them.
That's one. Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
And covet the house is also the other one. It's 20% is coveting the wife and house of all sins.
How many of the sins are we doing? Do you know?
How many we doing? How many have we done?
Yeah.
The Ten Commandments. I don't. I take the Lord's name in vain.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
first one.
I've stolen. I haven't murdered yet. Well, I've not murdered a human.
It doesn't say human. It says thou shalt not kill.
Shall not
Probably
kill.
killed a few bugs.
Killed a few bugs.
You shall have
Mice.
no other gods before me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I don't know.
I've done that.
I've
done
had gods the other time. Tried
You
Buddhist.
shall not make idols.
That's kind of the same
I
thing.
used
Why
to
does
watch
he have
American
that?
Idols, like X Factor. Is that?
Will Young.
It actually
Will Young.
stems from
Gareth
like not
Gates.
building. It's specifically don't build a big golden calf and think that's a god for a while Moses is up on the.
I haven't done that.
And I think Moses actually did that when he came back down with the commandments. He was all like, "Hang on a second, you made a fucking golden calf while I was gone. All
Where
right, I'm
did you
going
get
to
the
write
gold?
that down."
We're in the middle of the desert.
I know.
Where did you get the very
They didn't even
industrious?
have leavened bread then, but they had gold enough to make a calf.
You shall not take the Lord's name in vain. Okay, so far, done 2 out of 3. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Ooh.
I'm pretty good for not working on Sundays.
Well, they changed the Sabbath day. This is a whole weird thing. The Catholics changed it.
It's actually a new Sabbath now.
It's supposed to
You
be the
kinda wrong.
Saturday.
Sabbath is actually Wednesday.
No,
Yeah.
the
Sabbath Wednesday now.
Jews and the Muslims like Friday is their day.
Oh,
Isn't
Is
it?
it? No, I think Sunday. I think it's a weekend day. For,
Okay, maybe the Jews is
for
a
Jews.
Saturday.
so is
But
Rebecca,
Saturday's the
is
original
Rebecca
Sabbath.
Black Muslim?
Not sure what Rebecca Black is.
Friday.
Friday.
No, she got. You
she's
can,
gotta
you're
get
you're
down.
not allowed to get down on Friday.
Oh yes. Okay, so she would.
She would have said that, but it was actually her thing is quite the opposite. You've
Yeah.
got to get down on Friday.
Gotta eat pork on Friday.
Anyway, they just changed it as if God's up there like, now come here. You know the Saturdays. You're not to do that. You're not to do anything on that. And everyone's like, yeah, cool. And I was like, we'll just change the Sunday. I was like, yeah, cool. Okay, shut up. Would they ever give it a rest?
Okay, number 5. Honor your father and your mother. Absolutely, honoring them. They're the best.
I have
Yes.
sworn at my parents via this actual podcast. So
I've not done it all. I've not done it all the time.
Do you
Remember that
honor
was-
them though?
Do I honor them? Yeah. In how I live.
Do I honor them?
I honor
do
them.
you honor them though?
I honor them in my actions. Yeah, they've permeated their morals and
In your
spirit
thoughts
into
and
me.
in your words and what
My
you've
thoughts
done
and
and
my
what you
words.
have failed to do.
Well, it's said and unsaid.
But I remember that was the
All
thing.
that is visible and not visible.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Jeez, if we're not misogynist podcast, we're a really holy one. I remember that was the big thing though. With the priest was always like before we went to confession, he was like, "So if you have any sins, you know, like did you make your mother cry?" It was always, "Have you ever made your mother cry?" And it's like I feel like he really wanted some juice there. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
He's a sick fetishist. He likes
Yeah.
women's tears.
Did you make your mother cry?
Has she ever cried?
She would cry.
Would she cry when she has her blood?
Okay.
Does she cry?
Number 6. You shall
glad you
not
like-
murder.
Okay, I haven't done that.
Haven't done
But
that.
I haven't murdered a man or woman or child. But I have killed mice. I've killed bugs. Things like
I
that.
killed a rat with a frying pan.
Nice.
Father, do bugs count? I don't think so.
Creepy crawlies.
I'd actually hate to murder someone. Like I don't have it in me. Like I'd hate to.
Of course. But like, oh, I'd hate that.
No, but like imagine
I'd
like
hate that.
Father, when I
Dabbing,
cross
like, and
the
I go-
gates of heaven, thereupon shall I see the bugs too, walking hand in hand with fellow men. Will bugs be there, honoured?
there's a
I
belief.
don't know where I was doing there.
No, I liked it. Killian, I
Okay.
liked that, what you were doing. Don't mind.
There's a belief in really kind of like I think it might be Hasidic Jews believe that like if you masturbate is murder, and you actually
All the spermies.
all the sperm you'll have to meet, and they become demons when you get to heaven. You'll have to.
Millions of demons.
I know you'll
Well,
have to.
Tony,
fight them.
I'd say you've committed genocide today
Oh,
already.
you can call me the Chris Columbus of wanking.
Yeah. Okay, so
Any more sins?
Oh yeah, well there's
Adultery?
coveting, adultery, bear false witness against your neighbor. What does that one mean?
Lie, or
To your
is it
neighbor?
aiding and abetting? I don't
Bear
know.
false witness.
I don't know, but it's important that you base your entire life around these things. Very important. You root it in that.
Well, they're very clear.
More.
I don't think there's any room for manipulation or any room for anyone kind of like co-opting that in a negative or meaningful or harmful way.
No.
You know, no, I think we're doing pretty good. We're
So
holy boys.
funny
Yeah.
they teach those to kids. Like,
I'd say
Little children, they're like, you shall not covet your neighbour's wife. Ma'am, I think we can all understand that one. Isn't that right, Posh T? The kids are like, Shh, what is
do
covet?
not commit adultery.
I
Being
kicked my
Girl
football.
to icky dough. Girl to icky dough. So
I kicked my
boys.
football in my neighbour's garden. Is that coveting or?
We'll say nothing. Just say this stuff to you and tell you nothing about it.
my little neighbour got Predator football boots and for Christmas, and I was like, I love them Predator football boots. But that is coveting, myself.
That's coveting.
That's coveting. You shouldn't want anything. You shouldn't be jealous.
Don't be
FOMO
coveting.
is coveting. I'm more of a JOMO kind of guy. Joy missing out, guys.
Joy of missing out.
That actually looks like shit crack. So
We
I'm so glad I'm here
haven't
at
drank
home.
now 2 weekends in a row.
That's good.
Yeah, and like
Something
I thought I would be feeling a lot better than this.
Oh, that's interesting.
I thought I would be feeling like I'm smug. I have the smugness at the top. I'm so smug, and I'm
Bursting.
waking up Saturday morning, going to the shops,
Secreting
getting the
smug.
newspaper, not reading a word of it.
Yeah.
I feel really smug and great.
Putting it right in the green bin.
Yeah, just pop that straight in there. They're good for cleaning mirrors. Newspaper.
I was just going to say.
Very good for cleaning mirrors.
Just going to say, I learned that when I worked in the bar years
Yeah,
ago. They
that's
are
me
the best
too.
thing to
They're
clean
good
the
for
fridges
cleaning
with
mirrors.
was the newspaper.
Does the ink not get on the mirror?
No, Tony. No, Tony.
They're
no,
good, and there's no
Tony.
streaks.
No
There's no
streaks.
streaks.
That's it.
Yeah.
A guy I know did a streak at a FAI game and he got put on the sex offenders register.
Stop, that's terrible.
It's not awful. He just
I
wanted to get his
heard
willy
of
out.
one of a guy who put a bottle in his friend's bum or something, like his friend, but there was something, he also became a sex offender.
That's worse.
Oh, but it was all friendly, it's
That's
not
worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, how is it?
But he did a
friendly?
streaking and it became
He did
a
a streak
permanent,
and he got put on it, yeah.
not even like a 3-year job.
I don't know.
Did they do that? I don't know enough about
immediately.
sex offenders.
I like that Tony's was like a guy did a streaking and the Shames was like, I have a friend who assaulted someone.
It was he's not my friend, but it was in good fun, I believe.
I
Anyway,
hope it wasn't a wide mouth bottle. I hope it wasn't a
a bottle of
Lucozade.
BPM.
Yeah, bottle of BPM. I hope it was
Your
like
man's whole intestines came right into the bottle.
little Orangina, hopefully.
I don't know. Could you put the bottle into the bloody bottle machine? I tell you this.
Tell you, if that, I wouldn't want that back in circulation.
That's been going
15
on so
cents.
long. There are still some people whose only thing they have to talk about is the bottle return scheme, and I'm desperately sad for them.
When you don't have fucks to give, you have to give fucks somewhere. When you've run out of fucks, when things have become a bit too comfortable, you need fucks to
When
give.
there's nothing left to burn, you have to set yourself on fire.
Alexander wept, for there were no more fucks to give.
Yeah, I know, but like, imagine that's all you have.
I know.
I'm
It'll
sad.
happen to you.
I no,
It will happen to you.
it won't happen to me.
It will. Oh my God, you're probably going to start writing notes and keeping track of fucks to give as you get older. It just happens.
It's terrible.
I know it is terrible.
Not having anything to talk about.
Some people's whole personality now is whatever is the latest thing to talk about.
You'll have a mortgage. You're almost close to paying it off. It's, things are getting hopefully easier for you. Maybe there might be a couple of health things, but it'll be like once you've made your little domicile and once you have it all wrapped up in a nice, neat little package, and then all of a sudden you just see like the dog shitting outside your house. Do you know what I mean? Like these are the things that will become your mission for the year. That'll be the year of the van parked outside the house that your one wanted to get rid of. These things become your mission at some point, and it'll happen.
I'm
It'll
still
happen to
angry
you.
about that. You're right. I will remember this as the year that I was ran out of the place, my hometown.
Well, remember that when you're older and crotchety, and you're like, will you young people stop standing around shouting all the time? Just remember that the sympathy that you want. I'm just saying.
This is the existential part of the podcast, which we of course have an existential part of the podcast every single week. We
Yes, we
like
do.
to just bring you guys outside and make sure that at least some people disassociate in whatever it is they're doing.
Disassociate from pure
you
boredom.
might be putting out the bins, and this is disassociation moment.
Disassociation corner.
Yeah, where we just get you to disassociate slightly.
Slightly from me.
And stand there and gaze at everything that you're seeing and just kind of like step back from it.
They should pick up your glass bottles, though. I hate going to the bottle bank. I
Yes.
despise it. There's a service that can come and pick up the bottles, but I feel like, am I really going to
that's
do that?
money. That's little chancers.
I know, but like,
Do you want us to collect your laundry?
there's
80 quid. Fuck off.
it's insane. Laundry's insane.
Clever little fuckers making up them things. I tell you.
They are.
Clever
But,
little hooers.
I would like someone to do. My side passage is now just a swamp of
Do you go
bottles.
to this? You've said this before. Do you go to a shop every week or thereabouts?
Terry would, and I wouldn't have her gorgeous, pristine, tiny little hands touch a filthy bottle. I'm sorry. It would break my heart if she picked up rubbish or did any of that. So it's on me, but I'm not doing it. So that's the way it's going to stay. Undone, because I'm stubborn. But I do need to figure out a way against the bottles and separating them. And then you accidentally throw like a clear one into the brown. You're like,
Don't worry too much about that. Don't worry about that.
And what about little swigs around the bottom?
Swigs?
Like little swig. Maybe it was,
that's fine. That's fine. That will smash and go away.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I
feel worried.
What?
Don't
Remember
worry,
you were
I'm so
saying
worried.
this thing about the a few weeks ago. You were talking about if you have a little bit of yogurt in the yogurt pot, all the recycling of the street is ruined.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that true?
It's a bad system.
Yeah.
A greasy pizza box, you have to cut around the grease or it'll ruin the for the block.
That can't be true.
That
Can't
is
be
true.
good enough. That's not good
That
enough.
is true. You have to, if you have an envelope from the bill, you have to take off the plastic window and put that in separate to the paper envelope.
But no one's doing that.
I know, Killian, I know.
So
and
that
it
means
can't be on us. We've talked about this a few times. It can't be on
So
us. The government are looking for more money.
So when
The government want the money. I think the government take the money from your 15 cent on your can and they put it in their pocket. What are you talking about?
But this is why I think that you should
Into their
absolve.
pocket?
I think you should absolve yourself of some personal.
I think we should
responsibility. Dissolve the doll. No, you should absolve yourself of some of the guilt and just focus it. That's what I'm always saying. In the right direction. Stand outside the doll, arm in arm.
You could be
Something
dead
inside
tomorrow.
So strong. Could be dead tomorrow, like an Assyrian king.
Yes.
That's a reference.
Throwback to last week.
Last week, yeah.
I think that is insane, and I really hope that that's not the case.
Can I
Because
say,
if that's the case, I have
God, this is-
ruined many the streets recycling.
I've been admiring your nails, the two of you, and you have perfectly manicured hands.
Are you joking me? Look at my nails; they're in bits.
Oh, one of them look good. Shane's look great.
Are you
I
joking
want
me? My
to-
nails are in bits.
Yeah,
I
didn't see
keep
them
mine
then.
trim. I think it's an anxiety thing.
Are you in a fight club?
No, I just keep them trim. And I have to do it. Sometimes if I'm doing a big gig or something, I must. I can't go to the gig until I cut my nails.
I keep my nails like that town in Meath.
Trim.
Number.
Trim.
Numbers.
I keep my nails knobber. I don't know how often I cut my nails. I never checked it. I've never
It
seen
changes.
Sometimes I just
I
feel
cut-
them and I'm
someone
like,
said-
I can feel them now. And I have
once
to
a
cut them.
month,
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
once every 2 weeks.
But then I might be nibbling them. I've got a perfect
very
technique for trimming my
Shane
nails.
is having a panic attack.
Is this where we've come to?
I have a perfect technique for trimming my nails with my teeth. So I'm not using those clippers. I can get it perfectly straight when I do it with my teeth. I don't bite my nails, but I do trim them with my teeth.
With your teeth. You
Send
chew
this
your
clip
nails.
to the podcast awards. Send this clip in. Men should be talking about cutting their nails. That's true.
We're changing the conversation.
We're changing the
We're
conversation
changing the
around nail
conversation
trimming.
every time.
So we're talking
we
about the
open our
changing.
mouth.
The conversation previously was a conversation that didn't involve talking about chewing nails.
Every time we go to a new topic, we are men changing the conversation.
We're
Okay?
trying to change that conversation.
There's a lad on social media who's trying to say a sentence that's never been said before.
Oh, that's fun. Good idea.
And he's like, I ordered 700 pounds of glue for my wagon wheel pizza that I fed to King Saladin.
That's good.
And then it's like, that sentence has never been said before. It's a completely original sentence.
yeah.
Make up a new word there.
Gorgonzola.
That's
a
a
cheese.
cheese.
It's a type of cheese.
That's a
Yeah,
cheese,
I thought
yeah.
it was new.
Mm.
I just was
Quenlib.
gorgonzola.
Quenlip?
Quenlib.
That's good.
Quenlib sounds like a word. Do you know what?
Decreen?
Some people
Quastool.
used to do when they found out.
Quastool, I like.
Quastool. When I was
Glastool.
German, they would come up to me in primary school and they go, "Is this a word in German?" Blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
Because kids didn't understand like other language or something. They'd be like, "Is this a word in German?" Nick nick nick. And I'm like, "No, it's not. It's
No,
like
it's not.
you can't just say a word."
Peep, peep, peep is though.
Peep peep peep. We've gone that we haven't done the peep 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 in a while.
I think that's why we've been kind of, a bit conflicty sometimes. I think we need to steady ourselves with a peep, peep, peep at the start of the show.
Verhabens alle lieb.
Verhabens alle lieb.
Yeah, we hold each other dear in our hearts. Yeah, we need to peep peep peep.
We do.
And we do hold each other dear in our hearts. We had a break there and I was devastated.
I missed you.
I missed it.
You're off to Australia now. I mean, you'll probably be back by the time this is out. But
I will be back by the time this comes out.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss you. That's a whole
I will
month.
miss it.
I'll miss it
Miss
too.
and miss you both.
I'll miss you.
What'll I do there?
You're going to come back all highfalutin. You're going to come back with a new status, new station.
What if I come back as like, if I take on some Australian things? I'm like,
Really
are
into
we doing a
coffee?
podcast this over? Just little things. I'm bringing my own coffee. I'm bringing my AeroPress with me.
Really?
That's nice.
They love coffee in Australia. I don't know why it is, but
They
love-
invented the flat white.
Did they?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's a bit New
That's
Zealand.
a bit New Zealand. Now you're
New
getting a bit
Zealand
tight. New Zealand's a bit tight. Like
New Zealand.
the
Is it you or
vowels.
is it me? Shortland Street. Shortland Street, is that, I don't think it's on TV anymore.
What's that?
Shortland Street was a New Zealand soap about people who worked in a hospital, and my granny would watch it. And she would also be able to watch it, my granny could do, where you'd be in a house, right? And she'd be asleep, and you go, Grant, we'll switch on the Den. Now, she let us watch a lot of Den. It's not, she wasn't an ogress. But, pausing there to laugh at ogress. But when you would change, and you had to press it on the television, there was no remotes in those days, Tony. She would go, leave that. She no, while asleep, her eyes would be closed.
It's
I
weird
don't
the
know
TV.
how she did
Yeah,
it.
my dad
Every
does
time
that.
I went to my granddad's, he was watching some old black and white movie, and I'm like, "What channel is this?"
See, they're not on because then
Not
people are
on.
all dead.
Yeah, they are, or they're like, the original Roadhouse or something, or
No, it is true.
Kramer
I
versus
think
Kramer.
the channel is TG Caher. I'm
it?
not sure, but like there's some station somewhere that I think only old men are able to tune into, and it's just constant
Like he didn't have
westerns.
videos, he didn't have DVDs, and James Cagney would just be on the screen
All
every
the time.
single day.
This is a
Maybe-
great film. This is a
maybe
great
it was-
film.
This is
now.
a great film.
This is
The
a great
television
film.
was beaming it was directly beaming his brain's thoughts
Yeah.
of what he wanted to do. It was like technology that hadn't even been invented yet.
Incredible.
But they'd been sitting on the couch so long that they had somehow telekinetically connected to the television, and it was just beaming whatever film they wanted to do. It was actually being made up as you were watching it. Jimmy Cagney, I love that film. When he's the lawyer. And
Yeah.
I was very influenced by those films, like the Catherine Hepburn style films that my granny would watch. And I used to love, there was one film, whatever it was, I'd like to watch all films so I could find out, but the woman, if I may beat on your chest for a moment, Killian,
yes.
she was hysterical and she was like, no, George, no. And she was like beating on his chest and he was like, pull yourself together. Slapped her across the face
Yeah,
because she was
yeah.
hysterical.
I
And
like
as a kid, I was like, this is cinema. This is the George, no, George, no, God damn you! And he's like, pull yourself together, toots.
you.
Oh, I
you're
loved
like,
it.
I
Loved that.
I would love to watch all films so that I could find
So I
it.
could find that film.
What is like
I need to watch. Okay, all films.
every single
You can
film?
probably just Google Catherine Hepburn films.
Yeah, Catherine.
But I don't even know.
narrow
I
it
chose
down.
Catherine Hepburn as a shortcut. I don't know who it was.
I have to watch all the films.
You could ask ChatGPT what's the film where Catherine Hepburn beats in someone's chest.
And says George.
I,
George.
again, I don't know if it's Catherine Hepburn, or I may have just invented this as
Do you know
my
how
own.
to Google? Do you say, "Hey, hi Google, Shane here. Listen, I've been looking for a film. It stars Catherine Hepburn." And
Do you know how to listen? Because I've said a few times now that I don't even know if it was actually Catherine Hepburn who was in the film.
But
okay,
Shane,
a Catherine Hepburn type.
Catherine
I said I
Hepburn
used
hasn't
that as
been
a
in that
short-
many films, so you could easily find the film.
I'm just sharing something with you as a little faggot awakening for me as a kid.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
I was
didn't
into
know it was
that
a gay
and-
thing. Sorry,
we've
we
been-
are.
we've
I'm
been
just
We
sharing
cool.
that
apologize.
with you.
I'm a huge fan of the.
Don't take our
LGBTQ+.
ally card away from us, please.
Yes.
Ally.
It's
Ally.
ally. It's actually Ally Pride as well. So it's kind of our thing as well. June,
When straight pride. Oh, there was a straight pride.
was there?
I think they tried to do it.
Mm,
It's
sounds a bit
called
boring.
Christmas.
It's called the Orange Men March.
Orange Men.
Orange Men. It sounds so like Q, but it's terrifying sometimes. You know. Well, not really. I mean, it's mad how I'm kind of like identifying with some sort of like Catholic ideology when I don't really believe, any of it. You know what I mean? I suppose just looking at the history.
I'm
There
really
can be
liking
miracles.
your t-shirt, Tony. Sorry, did I interrupt there?
No, not at all.
No.
This is a T-shirt from Mark Jago's stag.
Can you explain this t-shirt? Because it says Jago and then it's got a load of mushrooms on it.
It's got a lot of mushrooms.
And then
Mark
photos.
Jago, we were at a stag do. We had a T-shirt made. It's got mushrooms. He's into not the magic type. He just grows fungus, and it has cryptids on it, and it has words. It was in September 2023, and that's made of a kind of a rainbow cum.
Did we do Celebrity Gogglebox the day after that?
We did.
Yes.
I was really annoying to them because I was like, I'm going to be so hungover. So I was really annoying the researcher. I was like, can I see the clips ahead of time? And they were like, no. And I was all
What
like,
do they say in the history of Gogglebox globally? That's never been done.
yeah, that's never. Yeah. And I'm like, please, because they changed the date because they couldn't figure it out. And I
No,
was
it's
like,
because of Kerry Katona.
Kerry. Okay, well, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
fair enough. Fair
Okay.
enough. She's
Kerry Katona changed the date. So I was like, I'm going to have to leave the stag early. And they're like, I know, I'm sorry. And I'm like, all right, well, look, I'm going to be hungover. And like, I know, I'm sorry. Can I see the clips ahead of time? That's never in the history of the global TV show ever been done.
TV people don't care. They have this thing where
They're so good.
they've
They're
switched
amazing.
off their human ability to care about anything that you say or feel or do, and they're just like,
Jobs.
we're getting this done, and they'll come in to you and go, do you mind if we just put up a light? You're like, yeah, grand, go ahead. And then suddenly they've knocked down the wall between two rooms,
Yeah.
and they've like redone their flooring.
It
And they're
has to happen.
They're like, yeah, we did that. And it's like, oh, okay, I cut your plant. It was annoying, so I cut it down.
We're getting a bit of a shear off your top. Can you just take that off in your underwear?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
And it's very just kind of like, okay.
Could you show us your sit there nude with your tiny,
yeah. Everyone's.
They are.
you
They're
know,
very good.
They're
And
very
they'll
good at it.
park in places they shouldn't park. They're just cool. They just have to get it done.
Yeah.
Did you see there was a big crowd at the Mushrooms funeral? There was a huge turn up.
The mushroom.
Okay. A farmer died.
Okay.
There wasn't mushroom in the church because there was a huge turnip.
That's
The
it.
priest said, let us pray.
That's fun.
Let us.
That's very good.
I feel like there's more.
The eulogy was quite funny because he was actually quite a fun guy.
Oh, okay.
Back to Mushroom.
The mushroom guy, yeah. We
Sorry, I
should do-
derailed there. I derailed.
Or rails train
No.
joke.
They were off the rails.
They were off the rails.
That was Liz Bonnan. What's she at now? She's a scientist. Okay, great. Science. And science is coming under attack at the moment. Lately, I've noticed that. And of course, with the conspiracy theories. And I mean, so many conspiracy theories. I mean, recently with Kate Middleton, of course, she had cancer. And I mean, the rates of cancer, what's that going to do?
Kate Middleton did.
What's it going to do? Kate Middleton currently has cancer.
I'm
Did
so
Tony, did you not miss that? That was ages ago.
What? Are you
Ages
joking
ago. It
me?
was the biggest thing that happened all year. Well, no, there's more things happening, but it was a big pop
Are
news
you
story.
joking me? You
Middleton.
didn't find out about that?
She went missing.
Oh my. This is weird. This is
my
so
God.
old. It's
This
actually
is
old
insane.
news.
I was in Malaga.
No, it was
No,
before
that
you were
was
in
before
Malaga.
Malaga.
It was
She
ages
had a
ago.
tummy bug.
No, so she had
No.
major. I can't believe we're
What's going
maybe
on?
we're listening to this. It's
Abdominal-
like, oh my God,
This
she had
can't
major
be
abdominal
true.
surgery.
You don't know this.
Yeah.
Which went well, was successful.
Great.
Anyway, then she
No,
revealed.
start. So there was a pandemic.
Okay, so
So the British,
William of
they have
Orange.
a royal
William
family.
of Orange.
William
Okay,
of
so
Orange.
William
yeah,
of Orange.
start
Okay.
from the
War of
start.
the Roses.
So the Britain
Battle
has
of
a
Clontarf.
constitutional
Okay.
monarchy.
Okay, Battle of
so
Clontarf. Let's do
Battle of
that. Okay,
Clontarf. We
okay.
start there. So the Vikings came to Ireland. They had longboats.
No, hang on. There was God on the sixth day created man, and
Yes.
from his rib he made a
Okay,
woman.
so starting
so
from
Kate
there.
Middleton is a woman.
That's
Kate Middleton was made out of William's rib.
Okay.
Right? And then she was like, I'm starving and eats apple. Anyway, she ate apple, and then, of course, what happened? They're like, get out of the garden.
Do you know what? If God took my rib to make a woman, I probably wouldn't hook up with her because I'd probably just be giving myself a blowy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
bit.
You have to
Yeah,
go to the side because
Yeah.
you didn't take the pair of ribs. You just
No,
took
you
one
actually
rib
need
out
to
of
roll back on your shoulders and have the
Hold
gravity
on,
of your legs
hold
push
on.
her.
This is you're one of the. I'd say you're
I
in.
cannot believe you don't know.
Like globally, you're in a very small percentage of people who didn't know this. That was the culmination of that whole story.
Was it?
It was
So she went and
Yeah.
had surgery, right? You knew that bit.
Yes.
Major lung surgery, and then they're like, "That's fine."
And she's gone
And she's
missing.
off till Easter, right? And Easter was coming up soon, and everyone's like, "She's gone missing." They made up a whole thing about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it, by the way. They're still
Yeah.
talking about that months
conspiracy.
later. But then she was like, she made a video. She did her hair lovely, and she sat down in near some trees, and she said, "Well, the truth is, I have cancer, and we had to wait and see because I have young kids and all." And everyone's like, "Oh, right, fair enough. Okay, grand."
Well, yeah.
I can't believe you missed
But
that.
no, you're missing out on the kind of cultural aspect to it, though, which was Kate Middleton was missing, so to speak.
Yes, I remember
so,
that.
So
And there was a Katie
there was a
Holmes
lot
lookalike.
of like conspiracy theory going on. Like a lot of like people, luckily none of us, but a lot of people were doing like really funny conspiracy. Like Dublin Airport got in a lot of trouble because they like did a really bad Photoshop of Kate and William in Dublin Airport and the arrivals.
They're trying to be Ryanair.
And saying,
It's
"Oh,
not
look
going-
who's
not
spotted
working.
here today," or whatever. Everyone doing a lot of kind of, let's say, tasteless in hindsight, but
then
at
it's
the
not
time,
tasteless.
And yeah, but at the time, fine. And then it turned out she has cancer and is dealing with that. But so everyone who had previously made these tweets about thing was just like, oh,
Ooh.
And there was kids online. I saw lots of people on TikToks who were pressured to apologize for their jokes like before they knew that she had cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a really fun story. I did jokes about it because I
Yeah.
was like, didn't get involved in any conspiracy theories until now. And I was like, I was doing jokes on stage going, and then they had that one of he's having an affair with the Marchioness, you know, and I was like, then of course the Marchioness, I knew it. I was doing fun jokes with this, like,
The Marquis of Salabas.
just as I suspected, and it was like I'd never heard of someone before, didn't know she existed until this afternoon, but now I'm like, he's obviously having an affair with her because her babies they're actually to the throne. Anyway, I think it's weird that you missed that. I wonder what you were doing.
I was off TikTok for a week.
oh,
Yeah, but it was the news.
I wasn't watching the news.
What were you doing?
Probably just eating grilled prawns all week.
Have you achieved
Is this about
enlightenment?
Malaga? This isn't about Malaga.
Have you
Was it not
achieved
while I was in
enlightenment?
Malaga?
This is way before you
No,
were
it
in Malaga.
wasn't Malaga. Why are you talking about Malaga all the time?
I don't know. I think I
Let that go.
Yeah, literally.
I think my algorithm just gave up on it. It was popping up, and I wasn't watching. I don't watch the news, and I don't read the news.
Do you know the way?
Right. Okay. Well, that's the answer.
Do you know the way the there's that episode of The Simpsons with Mr. Bean. No, Mr. Byrne.
There's Mr. Bean.
That's the crossover we've been waiting for.
yeah.
No, Mr. Byrne, and he's so ill, but he has all the illnesses.
Mr. Burns' his father.
Mr. Byrne.
Please. Mr. Bird is my father.
Yeah.
He's so sick.
That was excellent, Shane.
Oh, wow. I can't even, it's not even a good analogy. But basically,
Dad, I'm gay. That's
there's
excellent.
so much. Oh, fuck's sake.
Don't. He still doesn't know that. Don't tell him. Go on. Mr. Byrne.
He's so ill, but so many illnesses are trying to get in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That they can't
Perfect
get in, you know,
balance.
and they try to push it through.
Yeah.
I think that's like what it is with conspiracy theory and Tony's algorithm. It's like there's so many conspiracy theories that they can't, like the Kate Middleton ones.
And your
didn't
willingness
get
to
through.
believe them.
And his willingness
Yeah,
to.
maybe.
Or consider them.
What was it replaced with in my algorithm?
So he has pure truth on his algorithm, actually.
Must just be pure truth. No, there's no UFOs. I don't know. I don't know how I missed it.
Who were the pyramids built by, Tony?
The aliens.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, how do you make zero gravity technology? How do you bring rocks from a quarry hundreds of miles away? I know slavery. Don't say slavery, but something else.
They roll them on tree trunks.
Yeah, I know that, but that's still a monumental task. No, I don't believe. The thing I don't believe about Egypt is that I don't believe they have the date right. Because there's some Egyptologists, there's some geologists who say that when you look at the erosion on the Sphinx nose and the Sphinx face, that it shows that there's been rainfall and there wasn't actually any rainfall in that time when they say it actually would have been from 7,000 years before. So it's not like it isn't like 5,000 years old, it's like 13,000 years old.
So you're saying the only thing this country has that Newgrange
Yes, I was
predates the
thinking
pyramids is we don't have that.
I love that you can there's dolmens around and you can just
Yes.
like walk up to our dolmens. Like there's some that are like guarded off like Newgrange and there's
Yeah.
other dolmens that are like
In an estate.
Yeah. You can
There's
just
one in
walk up.
Ballybrack.
Yeah. There's one. There's an actual really old dolmen in Phoenix Park.
Yeah.
There's one in Larch Hill
Yeah, it's great.
for the Scouts.
I love that we just have
It's
our
called the
dolmens
Dolman
there.
Field.
Yeah,
What are they built by? Well, I mean, that one's obvious.
just big buff druids,
Big buff lads.
big buff.
Stone
fucking
lifting
druids.
has come back into popularity there.
I'd like to get into that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
What,
cool.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, lifting up stones. It's pretty cool.
I was watching.
There's
this
a lad
guy-
who does it. He picks up the stones and it's pretty cool.
No, because I got turned off by some of those videos people doing that kind of stuff, and then both nostrils bleed. And I'm like, I don't want to.
I was watching this guy on TikTok, and he was like, he was talking about like, I find the perfect balance of stones, and he was like on the beach, like putting up stones, and then he was trying to get big stones to balance them, and he was at it for hours, but he had a kind of like a time lapse of him balancing all these stones. And then I commented underneath, Dad, I have a job. I didn't get any likes. Doom, 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 doom. Oh, well, look, we've had a wonderful time today. What have we learned? Well, we don't need to talk about that either. But
Did
look,
we really need, I think maybe I drank too much coffee this morning and we really went off on one.
I was enjoying it though.
Yeah, but I think it's authentic. We were talking about things that we talk about, and I think that's what people want from
People
podcasts.
search
isn't it?
for authenticity.
Young, genuine guys.
Young,
Young,
genuine guys.
genuine guys.
Hey, it's young, genuine guys.
Genuine guys.
We're from Genoa.
Anyway, please do, if you enjoy this podcast, give it a 5 stars and subscribe to it. And also subscribe to HeadStuff Plus, where you get a bonus podcast every single week. And it's
Yes.
not as long, but it's juicier. The stuff that does be on in there, oh my God, it would make you sick, horny, and bereft all at once. I tell you, you should really subscribe to it. You have to, actually.
Legally.
Yes, sorry,
You
we forgot
have
to
to.
mention that. We did
You
get
have to.
a new legislation that was brought in by the new the TikTok Taoiseach
Mm-hmm.
said that you have to legally subscribe to the podcast that you're listening to at this very moment, which is this one. So you go to HeadStuff Plus and then you get an extra bonus. You get bonus content. You also get access to all of HeadStuff Plus's podcasts, which includes Tony's Man Shouts at Cloud podcast,
Equivalent, yeah. More or less. Man
which is
shouts
very good.
into the vacuum space, hoping that it's funny. And it is. Anyway, we're all on tour apart from Killian, but you can catch him at a lot of gigs. He's around. He's performing a lot.
I'm
in
the
Dublin
support
City.
queen at the minute.
You are the support
I'm
queen
supporting
at the moment.
left, right, and centre. I'm supportive and supporting.
And you
So
might even see him with me on tour. I just need to give you some dates on that.
Yes.
I booked you in June, May and June, so you need to be available for those.
Oh, ladies, please. No, yeah, we'll sort that out, and you guys can talk to my agent, who's also your agent, and we'll sort that out.
It might be easier if I get onto you directly. Anyway, but look, thanks very much for listening. Go to our socials for all our details, and please join the at YHG Pod on Instagram. Don't Google the name; just look up YHG Pod if you don't want to be put on any kind of register for streaking or anything of that nature.
And you can send us DMs on the Instagram as well.
Yeah, and voice notes. We do like them if they're good. If you've got a nice voice, if you've got a rotten voice, just shouldn't be speaking at all.
That's true.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Such as Dick Taoiseach.
Yes, actually, that's not a great.
Very gross voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
They're attractive. Very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.